Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, as we move through these days of prophecy, the Most High is opening our eyes to more and more understanding. One of the subscribers shared this picture with me, and then I've seen it all over social media as well, talking about this statue here, this golden statue of Trump that they're displaying at the CPAC, conference and everything else. And these are just more signs right before the end. History, again, like I said, it's just repeating itself. In the minds of the Gentiles, they pick and choose what things they want to believe. Like, you can see the similarities between the golden calf and this golden statue of Trump, but they'll say, no, it has nothing to do with that. And then that's it. They're used to being able to say whatever it is they want to say, and then just say, I don't believe that. And that's usually as far as this conversation goes. There's a video circulating. I might do a video on it of this, this guy talking about the Bible and Isaiah 63 and talking about how he read it, talks about Edom, talks about Yahushua destroying Edom when he comes back. But all he said was, I just don't believe that. And then that was pretty much it. And that's what they've been doing. They've been able to do that this whole time. Pick and choose what things they want to believe. Pick and choose, you guys think you're the Israelites? Oh, we don't believe that. And that's pretty much, the end of the conversation. And we're like, well, why don't you prove that those Ishas are the Israelites? No, we don't have to. We just said, that you're not and they are, and that's it. So now we got these events that are playing out right now. Same kinds of things are going on right now. How they're just, picking and choosing what it is they want to believe. Picking and choosing, who's who. I said, but you can see that right here, this is a total, total redo of the whole story of the Israelites. And our big downfall right here when we decided to worship the golden calf. And after that, there was a whole lot of pain and suffering for these events right here. And if we tell them, hey, you guys are gonna have to pay for doing these kinds of things, just like worshiping the golden calf, they're gonna say, nah, we say no. So that's pretty much how it is. We can do whatever we want. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what's in the Bible. We say no, because that's the Gentiles for you. Now, just kind of this, just look at this. Take a look here. Just take a trip down memory lane here real fast. These guys here, the Israelites went through their captivity. But see, the Gentiles think they're going to skip over all that, their captivity. But they started to get a little bit of punishment starting last March 2020, which was the signaling. We already did that video on. I actually made it the main video on the channel, talking about the Pleiades and the 7 stars and Taurus and Judgment and all that good stuff. We already made videos on that. Like I said, it's the main one on the channel right now. So that was the shutdown of the society. They've been going through, their little bit of the curses for less than a year. Okay, we're moving into the month. We're a few more days until around 20 days or so until our new year begins. And these guys have just had it. They've had it with uh, curses. Yesterday, it was funny. Biden said something. I'm not going to say it verbatim, but it was pretty much to the effect that Biden said Americans have suffered a long time. He said they pretty much suffered long enough, and it's time to end the suffering for the American people. I'm sure many of you guys heard his comments yesterday, as if somehow, I don't know, Biden gets to decide the time that the American people, have to go through punishment, and that less than a year is more than enough. And now, they got this new J&J vaccine, and they're like, oh, this is going to be the game changer right here. This is going to lead us out of it's going to lead us out of the COVID mess that we're in. And they're talking about destroying COVID. We're going to use these vaccines to destroy COVID, and we're going to be able to, get our lives back. You see, there's a lot of, right now, it's a lot of peace and safety. Peace and safety. We got it all together. We got the plague under control. Peace and safety. That's what we've been hearing for the last few weeks while the numbers have gone down. Peace and safety. Open the schools. Like I said, I think certain areas around here, they're rushing to open schools tomorrow. You go to the restaurants, they're eating inside already. They're having a great old time. They're at the malls packed. Peace and safety. We're good. We're back. America's back. I'm like, how's America back after hundreds? Well, actually, I don't say. This time it's been like almost a year, and you've been in office for a few days, a couple weeks, and you're talking about how America's back. Like that fast, huh? But that's, again, peace and safety. Everything's good, but we know how this ends. Then sudden destruction is going to show up, and that's what we're waiting on. That shoe to drop. I said the destruction is here. As much as the other nations want to put the plague behind them and think we're going to be going back to life as normal, we all know better than that. We all know better than that. So you think of it. They think like, hey, we've gone through the Red Sea. We've gone through the Red Sea right now, through the plague for the last year. We've come out the other side now. And we want to get our life back together, back to normal. We want to put Israel back at the bottom. We want to, pretty much put them into irrelevancy. We don't have to listen to anything that they have to say. We can just keep saying, well, we don't believe that. We don't believe that we have to pay for anything. Same old, same old. That's what they're trying to get back into. So what did they do? Did they take this year time to change their ways and start following the Most High? Did they change their ways and start to listen to the Most High's chosen people? Hell no. Mass majority have not. In fact, this is the big finger to the Most High by rolling out this golden statue of Trump, so these people can worship at the feet of the golden calf. It's just now, because it's not a golden calf, it's a statue of Trump. It's not. It doesn't mean the same thing. You guys are still worshiping. No matter what this man does, you worship anything that he says. He'll do anything he tells you to do. You don't think for yourselves. You look past all of his faults. That just shows you, like, yeah, you guys pick and choose. You pick and, you talk about Christian values. This man does not represent any of those Christian values supposedly that you guys talk about, but you worship him. That just shows you the hypocrisy of your people. Like I said, it's huge. You sit here and just look. It's just following the same pattern. We already know what happened to our people when we worship the golden calf. What makes you guys think that you've gone through your Red Sea with, the plague, think you're all clear. So then, because now you have all these vaccines and you think you're going to destroy COVID and you think that, you're going to be returning back to life as normal. So therefore, you just turned right back around to worshiping idols once again. That's exactly why the Most High is about to turn up the heat. So you guys haven't been talking about CV or the plague at all. I said because you guys think it's over. You guys act like this whole tussle with the Most High is over and you've won because you've trusted the science. But very soon the Most High is about to turn that right back on you. He's going to be giving you, much more than you can handle. So this is like an ultimate slap in the face of the Most High when he gives you a year to get right. And at the end of that year, how is it at, full moon, end of the year, end of the reprieve, the beginning of the Great Tribulation, you guys rolled out this statue right here. You don't think the timing, is kind of funny? Did you guys roll this out right now to pretty much show your allegiance? And your allegiance is to this world. Your allegiance is to the demons of this world. And you made that painfully clear right here with these actions right here. Well, it's going to be painfully clear to you guys real soon. We already know, but I want to read a little something to you guys because it's a book Most High led me to get back into. And we're going to be doing a couple of videos probably today on this, Most High willing. And but we're going to read a little bit right now. Again, it just talks about the hypocrisy of the Spaniards. And the Spaniards are just a priest of Mahan. These Christians right here, same thing, priest of Mahan. We all know that already. Because they do pretty much anything that the Spaniards tell us to do. And when you're going to see some more of this information, you're going to see how they're intertwined, even more so. And I said, I think this is a huge day right here. I said, because now we are at the last day of their, February. We're going to be moving into March. We're going to be moving closer to our New Year's. And I would anticipate things ramping up really soon as far as the judgment being displayed. They've had their reprieve. They've had their time. We're going to have a lot of events that are going to continue to happen and ramp up as we get closer and closer to March 20th and our new year. And then after that, 2 weeks, we know we're getting into more of our holy days. Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's going to be very important for us to be following the ways of the Most High, observing his holy days, observing his new year, and we're always going to do it as best as we can. So just to show you some of the hypocrisy here. And that's what this book here does a great job. This is the Bancroft book. I've shown it a couple times. Bancroft Works, Volume 5, Native Races. Now, it's not always about the Native Americans, which they do give you good information, but they give us a lot of information about the Spaniards here and the priests of Mahan. Let's take a look at the top right here, okay? It says the writings of the authors in question were moreover submitted to a rigorous system of censorship by Spanish councils. And they're always censoring all of our records here, okay? Then they got over here to the Americas and they were just, really censoring all of our information, okay? So censorship by Spanish councils and tribunals under the control of the priesthood, okay? Priesthood of Mahan controlling everything. They put themselves in the background and making you think it's just these governments, but it's been the priesthood of Mahan has been in control of all this censorship, okay? It says, without the approval of whose officials, no work could be published. So the priests, like I said, the priesthood of Mahan has been behind all of this. Not publishing any information, hiding what they didn't want, what they want out, any of that, okay? The spirit that animated these censors was the same as it alluded to above, as their zeal was chiefly directed to the discovery and expurgation of any lurking anti-Catholic sentiment. Expurgation. Let's take that. Let's take a look at that real fast. Expurgation definition. To remove matter thought to be objectionable or unsuitable. Okay. Hold on real fast. I'm looking. Hold on. Similar words. It's a censor, cut, redact, purge. Okay, so they're just purging everything, which we already know that's exactly what they do. Okay. So expurgation of any lurking anti-Catholic sentiment. So that's what they're trying to get rid of, anybody who's against them. Many valuable works were doubtless suppressed, but such of them as were preserved in manuscript or those whose contents have since been made known have not proved that the censor directed their efforts against anything but heterodoxy and unfavorable criticism of Spanish dealings with the natives. So they just hid all that information. Like I said, they pick and choose what it is that we can and can't see, and they're going to pick and choose what it is that they are going to allow to be seen by others. And even to today, you still got people just like, oh yeah, the Bible only. That's it. That's all. I'm like, who gave us that? God. No, he didn't. The Most High. No, he didn't. I said the Spanish priests, the priests of Mahan, they're the ones who decided which books you can and can't read. And anything that went against, that was anti-Catholic, they got rid of. So you think the books that they gave us were all, actually, they gave you enough information so you can you can come to conclusions for yourself? Of course not. They gave you the ones that are going to prove or going to pretty much support their Catholic or universal message. Says Spanish credulity accepted as facts many things which modern reason, okay, pronounces absurd. Shall we therefore reject all statements that rest on Spanish authority? It says, do we reject all the events of Greek and Roman history because the historians believe that the sun revolved about the earth and attributed the ordinary phenomenon of nature to the actions of imaginary gods? Should we deny the historical value of the Old Testament records because they tell of Jonah swallowed by a whale and the sun ordered to stand still? Do we refuse to accept the occurrences of modern Mexican history because many of the ablest Mexican writers apparently believed in the apparition of Nuestra Senora de Guadalupe? And finally, can we reject the statements of able and conscientious men, many of whom were devoted their lives to the study of the Aboriginal character and history from the honest desires to do the natives good, because they deemed themselves bound by their priestly vows and the fear of, hold on fast. The Inquisition to draw scriptural conclusions from each native tradition. The same remarks apply to the writings of converted and educated natives, influenced to a great degree by their teachers, more prone perhaps to exaggeration through national pride, but at the same time, better acquainted with the native character and with the interpretation of the native hieroglyphics. Okay, so pretty much it's like you priests allow you guys can believe whatever it is that you guys want to believe as far as the books are concerned. So some of these stories might kind of seem outlandish that are in the Bible, and you'd have no problem believing, some of these stories. But if when the natives tell you their stories and they might seem a little embellished, you guys dismiss them right out of hand. So just like today, when they give us their interpretation of the Bible and it sucks and it's horrible, they expect us to believe it just because they said it. And if we tell them about other mythological things that we've known or has been passed down through oral tradition, they just dismiss it right out of hand. See, that's exactly what's going on even till today. They give us their breakdown of the end days, the last days, prophecy, and you see how horrible it is and how they've missed the mark on absolutely everything. But they still want you to go to these churches on Sundays. They still want you to go and tithe to them. They still want you, the vast majority of them, to worship Trump and do anything he says and don't question authority. That's what you get. But if we tell people that you need to follow the ways of the Most High and that he's coming to serve judgment, he's coming to bring recompense, then they just want to dismiss all that right out of hand. Even though you can see in their actions, they've put up a golden calf. They've put up who they worship. And now the Most High is going to give them what they want. Most High is about to give them that work right now. Because they've shown and they've proven now that they don't want to listen to the Most High, as we've already known, but the Most High is just and gives everyone their opportunity. And if things were to go back to normal, would these people have learned anything? Absolutely not. They'd go back into doing exactly the same things that they're doing right now and which is always have done. So now with this whole, fiasco with the golden calf, it's just opening up, like I said, it's opening up now judgment on the nations. They've shown that they don't want anything to do with the Most High. So now, like I said, we're closing in on that first year. Closing in on their, chance to make amends or try to get some kind of mercy. We're coming into the last few days of that. And we know the Most High is about to build, about to ramp everything up once again. That's why they're living their lives like everything's kind of normal, because the numbers have kind of gone down. They've kind of talked about that. They've ingrained that into the people. So I think things are going back to normal. And all these states actually taking off, mask orders and, opening up dining. You're going to be opening up, you can have big crowds. And I think in New York soon. So I said, so now the Most High is about to come down on you. You've been given your chance. You whipped out that whole golden calf thing right here with Trump. And now it's game over. Game over. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.